Today, we are diving deep into something that's all around us, pretty much 24/7, whether we even notice it or not. We're talking about the incredible influence of media on our values, our thoughts, and, well, our entire world. It's a force that is constantly shaping us. So let's figure out how it all works.
Seriously, just take a second and think about it. Your phone, for sure. Your laptop or computer, the TV, maybe you saw a digital billboard on your way to work. The answer is probably a lot, right? And that simple fact, that sheer number, points to a fundamental truth about our lives today.
And that truth is that media is absolutely, totally, inescapably everywhere.
Experts have a term for this. They say we live in a mediated environment. So what does that even mean? Well, it means that from the news app that wakes you up in the morning to the Netflix show you binge at night, your perception of reality isn't always direct. It's almost always being filtered, shaped, and delivered to you through a screen or a speaker. Honestly, it's like the water we swim in. It's so pervasive that most of the time we forget it's even there.
Okay, so if media is everywhere, what is it exactly? It's gotta be more than just our phones and TVs, right? One of the most brilliant thinkers on this subject came up with a definition that'll pretty much change how you see, well, everything.
Now, this quote from Marshall McLuhan is a total game changer. See, he wasn't just talking about newspapers or television. His argument was that any technology that extends our human senses or our abilities is media. Think about it. A hammer extends the power of our arm. A wheel extends the reach of our feet. And in that exact same way, your phone or the internet extends your eyes, your ears, and your very thoughts out into the entire world.
And wow, has this evolution been fast? I mean, it's breathtaking. We went from oral traditions, where everything was limited by what a single person could remember and how far their voice could carry, to the written word, which suddenly just conquered time and space. Then came telecommunications, which made distance practically meaningless. And finally, digital technology put the whole thing on hyperdrive, creating this information superhighway that connects everyone and everything instantly. So what's the end result of all this? McLuhan called it the global village. It's this idea that, thanks to all this media, we can find out what's happening on the other side of the planet just as quickly as our ancestors knew the latest village gossip. It's completely shrunk our world in the most incredible ways. But here's the thing. This global village isn't just some neutral space where information floats around freely. Media doesn't just connect us. It has this really profound and kind of subtle power to direct our collective attention. And this is where its influence gets really interesting. This idea is called agenda setting, and the core of it is this. The media doesn't tell us what to think, but it's incredibly good at telling us what to think about. By choosing which stories to cover and how much attention to give them, they're essentially setting the menu for public conversation. They're not forcing an opinion down your throat, but they are absolutely shaping what topics you're even forming an opinion on in the first place. So, this power to set the agenda, is it a good thing or a bad thing? Well, like any powerful tool, it can definitely be both. Let's start by looking at media's amazing potential to be a real force for positive change in the world. When it's used for good, media can be unbelievably powerful. It can launch huge social movements, everything from health campaigns to literacy drives. It can unite an entire nation, creating this shared pride during something like the Commonwealth Games, or bringing people together in a crisis. It can be that watchdog of democracy, holding powerful people accountable. And even entertainment can be transformative. There was this landmark TV show in India called Hum Log that proved a simple story could tackle complex social issues and inspire millions to act. But of course, there's always a flip side. For all of its incredible potential, the influence of media can also lead to some pretty well-documented and harmful effects. This really captures that duality perfectly, doesn't it? On one hand, you've got all the good stuff, education, social connection, a way to relax. But on the other side, research consistently links overexposure to media with some serious negative outcomes. And we're talking about real health issues like childhood obesity and sleep problems, psychological effects like increased fear and skepticism, and maybe the most insidious of all, a growing desensitization to violence. And this desensitization process, it often starts really, really early. What's wild is the research on cartoons. The violence in them is so often played for laughs, right? It's completely disconnected from any real pain or actual consequences. And that can really start to warp a child's understanding of what actions mean in the real world. This happens because media is a powerful, informal teacher. Young people especially learn from and imitate what they see. Sometimes it's totally harmless, like a new fashion trend, but it can also be incredibly dangerous. The source material for this actually brings up a tragic story of a boy who was seriously injured trying to imitate the superhero Krish from a movie. And it's exactly this risk of imitation that forces creators to put those do not attempt warnings on everything.
So, given this immense power for both good and bad, what do we do? How do we navigate this crazy world and actually take control? Well, the answer lies in developing what might be the most crucial skill of the 21st century. That skill is called media literacy. And look, it's not about rejecting media or going to live in a cabin in the woods. It's about engaging with it consciously. It's the difference between being a passive sponge and being an active, critical consumer. It's having the ability to see a message, analyze it, evaluate why it was made, and then decide for yourself what to do with it. And this is something you can literally start practicing right now. First, be selective. Actively choose what you consume instead of just letting an algorithm decide for you. Then, think critically about it. Ask those simple questions. Who made this? Why are they showing it to me right now? What ideas or products are they really trying to sell? And for parents out there, one of the most powerful things you can do is just talk with your kids about what they're seeing on their screens. So we'll end by coming full circle, right back to Marshall McLuhan. If his famous idea is true that the medium is the message, meaning the form of media we use actually shapes how we perceive the world, then the choice of what we watch, what we read, and what we listen to is more important than ever before. So the question I'll leave you with is, what message are you choosing?